Hello, friends. In preparing for Michigan real estate continuing education courses, we often run into interesting court cases in Michigan at the Court of Appeals and Supreme Court level that would have a direct effect on how a real estate agent will be doing business. This also affects any investor or any homeowner who's looking to buy or to sell. Take a look at this one important case I found. Over the years, we've always told our students that if your buyer wants to make an offer and keep it open for so many days, or in this case here, it was a tenant who kept his offer open for 30 days until it's accepted by the landlord or until he decides to revoke it or the 30 days will expire. How can he revoke it? That's the question. I told you I'll keep my offer open for 5 days. I found another house 3 hours later. I want to change my mind. Can I do that? The answer is yes. We tell the students, have the seller accept if he's going to accept. Don't drag your feet because the buyer can withdraw and go on to buy another house. That's how the law is, unless, according to this case, this is the lesson we learned, unless valuable consideration is applied to that promise that was made by the offeror. The offeror is the one who made the offer, whether a potential tenant or the buyer. The court said if you don't compensate the buyer at least $1 for keeping the promise open, then if he said 30 days, he could change his mind later on in 30 minutes, so to speak, anytime he wants, because he's not obligated. We look at the offer to purchase. Once I compensate the person making the offer, the offeror, it becomes an option. You know, with options, I could wait for years once I've given you the price, and I cannot back out of it. I tell the buyer, if you're interested, you've paid me a non-refundable option fee. This will be the consideration, and I'll keep the price open just for you. I'll be waiting for you. You don't have to buy, but I'm obligated to sell it to you. So when an offer is made, if it says in the purchase agreement that the buyer acknowledges receiving valuable consideration of $1 to maintain this offer and keep it open for, say, 5 days, 10 days, 30 days, then he's obligated. Then the buyer is obligated. He cannot back out of the deal. See that? This is very important. If I'm representing a listing, I'm a listing agent representing the seller. And I had a buyer, a good buyer, made an offer, and I'm thinking my seller is thinking about it. I can actually add that clause and give the buyer the amount of $1, make sure he gets it, and acknowledge that on the purchase agreement. And now he's tied up. He cannot back out of the deal. If you don't compensate him, if you don't give him at least, according to the court, the $1 or any amount of money, then he's free to go. Unless, of course, the seller accepts the offer. If I give you an offer that's irrevocable for 5 days and the seller accepted it 5 hours later, oh, you're fine. You have a deal. As long as they notify you, they have to tell you as a buyer or as a tenant, we've accepted the proposal that you gave us. That's fine. That will lock up the deal. But if the other side wants to think about it thinking, I've got 30 days. No, you don't. The court said, unless you've compensated that tenant in this case, or the case I just put on the screen for you, or a buyer of a property, commercial or residential, unless you've compensated him with money, any amount of money, he's free to leave. Unless you accept his offer. Go ahead and accept his offer right away. Or if you want to wait, he told you 5 days or 10 days, you want to take your time, compensate him. Give him $1 and he'll have to wait. Okay? Read the case, look it up, and check it out. Sounds good? All right. I'll see you next time.